Live. Welcome, everyone. My name is Brian. I'm from DoraHacks. I will be hosting this opening ceremony. And then I just want to say at any point in time, if anyone in the audience has any questions, please feel free to reach out to me on Telegram at Brian Dora, and I'll be sure to make your questions known throughout the course of the ceremony. So now that that disclaimer is out of the way, I would just like to thank everyone for being here. The Saga team who we're hosting this hackathon with, we're very, very excited to be hosting this hackathon with Saga. I mentioned this to them directly, but I'll say it again. This marks a very important moment in DoraHacks history. As we obviously have a lot of GameFi developers in our community, but this might be one of our first game developer focused hackathons, specifically game development on a new modular, exciting L1. So this is a very, very exciting hackathon, and we're very happy to have everyone here participating in it. We've even invited some hackers to this opening ceremony, and they'll get a chance to say some words in a little bit as well. But with that being said, I think before diving in further, I might kick it over to the Saga team just to see if they have any opening words as well, and if any of them want to introduce themselves. Here the floor is yours.
Absolutely. I'm Rex St. John. I work on the ecosystem at Saga, and super excited to be kicking this off. And Drew, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, for sure. I'm also known as Joe Dirte. That's my crypto internet nim. But I do community marketing and branding at Saga, and I'm really excited for this hackathon and just to see the developer community grow and for the cool games that come out on the back end of this. I can throw it over to Rebecca or James now. Oh, okay. Go ahead, Rex.
Our CEO, Rebecca, obviously.
Hey guys, really great to see everybody here, and thank you so much for joining this opening ceremony and for being a part of this hackathon. I definitely want to echo everything that Brian at DoraHacks says. Really, really cool. I mean, for them, they've done hundreds of hackathons, but this is the first one that's really focused on Web3 gaming, and for us, it's our very first hackathon ever. So many firsts all around, but we're really, really thrilled to partner with them. And we'll get into details of the hackathon later, but for now, let me pass it off to James.
Hi, everyone. I'm James, head of product here at Saga. I work with business development, marketing, CTO, and engineering, and of course, all of our fantastic innovators. I'd like to thank everyone in our innovator community for coming in today and being a part of this, as well as all the new participants that are joining. And so I'll be your point of contact, questions, concerns, and how we can help you along this journey through the hackathon. And I'll pass it back to Rex.
And you'll hear from Brian from our engineering team in a little bit. So thank you. We're Saga. We provide infrastructure and tools to make it fast, simple, easy to stand up your own blockchain. So it's you could think of it a little bit as EC2 for block space. So anybody that wants to launch a sovereign chain, anybody could stand up and run their own sovereign blockchain on a per game basis, on a per application basis. Our vision is to make that a reality. And to further that, we've recently released our Cassiopeia version of our platform and our developer documentation. You can see those on the Saga website, saga.xyz, under the resources link. And you can browse through that and walk through that and apply to get access to our test faucet. And we can drop you some tokens. It's an invite-only basis. Currently, you got to fill in a form. And we're super excited to launch this hackathon because we wanted to meet all the people around the world that are envisioning what's possible with this technology. I don't think it's ever been faster, simpler, easier to stand up your own chain and scale consistently your cost of having your own chain with your usage of the chain. And we think that this potentially unlocks revolutionary new types of games, uses of games. And this is something which we're interested in exploring with developers because quite honestly, for a lot of things, we don't know what's possible. You're the creators, you're the designers, the visionaries, and we want to see what you could do with it if this is now fast, simple, easy as it is now with our platform. So to further that, we've introduced something called the Saga Innovator Program, which is our ecosystem program. And what we do is you can sign up for it on our website as part of applying for access to Cassiopeia. You fill in a few details, and then we get in touch with you. And we wanted to create a place for Web3 game developers, GameFi developers, DeFi entertainment developers to meet each other and imagine and network and connect and kind of brainstorm, because we think that technology is moving so fast that people haven't had a chance to sort of catch their breath and be like, whoa, we got generative AI just showed up. What's possible? That changes everything in games. You know, you could push a button and generate an entire in-game economy in like 5 minutes now when you couldn't do that before. So we wanted to create a place where those conversations could happen. So by joining the Innovator Program, you gain access to our closed calls to meet other innovators, our Saga Multiverse, which is like kind of our matching, it's our full stack production studio. And you gain access to our closed Telegram group. You gain premium access to speaking at our events. We just ran our first Saga Multiverse Reactor in Consensus. It was a huge success. We had 1,000+ registrations for that. You gain access to our summit and our virtual developer events and other upcoming announcements. So it's super valuable just to be in the Innovator Program. And one of the things, the philosophy pieces we have at Saga is we're not requiring you to build on Saga initially to join the Innovator Program. We want the creators in to be in part of our space, and we want to go on a creative journey together. So having said that, Rebecca, do you have anything else to add before I guess we hand it over to Brian for a tech demo? In case I missed any key points there.
No, thanks so much for that, Rex. It's a very comprehensive overview. But you can see that we take ecosystem very, very seriously here at Saga. So just to give you a sense of where we are in terms of the project. So Cassiopeia, Cassio for short, is our first private testnet, and it came out at the end of March, right after GDC. And our next testnet is going to be even more advanced. That'll come out over the summertime. And mainnet is slated for Q3, Q4 this year. So that's sort of the project timeline in terms of the underlying protocol. But when it comes to ecosystem, we've been working on this ever since last May. So Saga Innovator Program is something that Rex conceived of, and our entire business effort has really been pushing behind it ever since. So there are currently 224 projects that are building on Saga. We have some key partnerships with Polygon and Avalanche, Celestia, Come to Us, Forte, Clayton. So we take BD very, very seriously here. And the goal at the end of the day is to have that very, very vibrant Saga ecosystem where people can do all the things that Rex mentioned. You can create, you can build, you can dream your craziest dreams here. And we want to be able to make you feel loved and supported. You'll hear a lot about the multiverse. That is a big theme for us at Saga. So the multiverse for us, it really is our ecosystem. It's a full stack production studio where our games can work together. They can work with NFT projects that are focusing on art or music to draw resources from those kinds of projects. We do have DeFi and social projects as well on Saga, but ultimately everything is in service of producing really great games and really great pieces of creative content. So we'll have some time later in this call, but for those of you participating in the hackathon, you know that the biggest prize of all is for best multiverse collaboration. And that's where projects will work together to create something that becomes a part of the multiverse and extends the IP that you already have among your individual projects. So we'll give projects some time at the end of the call to come up to the stage, introduce themselves, and then talk about some of the partners that they're hoping to work with. But once again, thank you all for being here. Without further ado, I'm going to pass it back so you can actually see our product.
All right, Brian, do you feel ready?
Yes, of course. Let me just go ahead and share my screen. Okay, cool. Do you guys see it?
Yeah.
Cool. Hi, everyone. I'm Brian. I'm part of Saga's engineering team, and I'll be giving a quick demo of Saga's Cassio release. And as Rebecca mentioned, Cassio is Saga's first testnet, and it enables users to launch their own chains. In order to access and use Cassio, you would need to install something called the Saga CLI. So as you can see, I'm on the docs page, so docs.saga.xyz, on the quick start guide. And we have a code snippet that works for Mac and Linux devices. For Windows, it would be slightly different. But for the snippet, you can just copy and paste it into your terminal. And the only thing that you would need to update is the URL for the platform-specific binary. So you can get the URL for your platform-specific binary on the download page, where you'll see Mac OS, Linux, and Windows. So once this is installed, we need to configure the CLI with the correct endpoints. And I already have an installation, so I'll just run saga CLI -- version. And you can C, clear Saga CLI -- version, and you'll see that I have it installed. So once we have it installed, we'll need to configure it, and you can just copy this code block that contains the relevant commands, paste it into your terminal, and then run Saga CLI config to just see that the values have been updated. Great, so now we've already configured the CLI. Let's just check out the status of the components that we've added. So Saga CLI status. And we'll see that two of the major components, Saga Platform Chain and the controller, are both showing online, so that's good. And before we can get to launching a chainlet, we'll actually need some funds. And in order for us to get funds, we will need an address. And this can be done by generating a new key using this command. So Saga CLI keys add, and then you just enter in the name of your key. I'll just call it my key. And of course, this is a phrase that you should probably back up. But once you have this address after adding your key, you can just copy it, and go to the Saga portal. So portal.saga.xyz. And on the left-hand side, you'll see a token request form. What you want to do is paste your address there, enter an email to get a notification when your tokens get airdropped, and submit it. But I already have tokens, so I'm not going to press submit here. And the airdrop amount should be enough to run a chainlet on Casio for about a month. So as I mentioned, I already have some tokens in my account. So let's just do Saga CLI account balance. And we'll see that I have a bunch of T-Saga. So I'm going to go ahead and launch a chainlet. So launch. So you'll see that this is a pretty long command. So let's just break it down really quickly. It takes a few arguments after the initial command. So Saga CLI, chainlet launch. And then we have Saga EVM and 1.0, which are associated with the chainlet stack that we're using along with its version. And a chainlet stack is more or less a group of bundled software that's associated with a chainlet. And in Casio, we support Saga EVM, which includes an EVM blockchain along with secure endpoints for JSON, RPC, and WebSockets, as well as an Explorer. And here you can see we're also using version 1.0. The next command the next argument that we have is the name of your chain or chainlet, or the name of whatever app that you're building. So I'm going to call this Forge Chain. You'll see that we have two other keyword arguments that we're using here. One of them is the Genesis account, and this is essentially your MetaMask address, followed by a colon, followed by the number of full tokens you would like to have when the chainlet launches. So this is already my address, and I have 100 million full tokens here. And the last is the denom, which is just the name of your token. So I'm just going to change this to 4. I'm going to press enter, and we'll see the full message details here, along with which RPC we're accessing and chain ID that for Saga Platform Chain. And I'm just going to click yes. And I should get a confirmation here. I can just double check this confirmation. Saga CLI, TX search, enter in the hash, and you'll see that this transaction went through. So let's go grab my chain ID somewhere. It's over here. So this is going to be my chain ID. What I can do now is do Saga CLI chainlet list to list my available chains. And you'll see that I have Forge Chain and it's online, but I'm not sure if the RPCs are up yet. So let's just check that out. Saga CLI, chainlet APIs, followed by the chain ID. And it's not available yet, so it's still spinning up. So for the purpose of this demo, I'm just going to go ahead and use another chainlet that's currently up. Let's use Subway. So Saga CLI, chainlet APIs, followed by Subway, yada, yada, chain ID. And you'll see that we have a few endpoints available. We have a JSON RPC, we have a WebSocket, and an Explorer. So I'm just going to go ahead and check out the Explorer here. And you'll see that some blocks have been produced, and so there's been some transactions already. But what you can do, the easiest way to add this to MetaMask and start using it is just to click the button up here, add subway, and I've already have added, but if you don't, then it's going to request to add it. And if you do, it's just going to ask you to go ahead and switch the network. And you can see that I already have a balance here. And yeah, it's already available in MetaMask. Let's just go back. I'm kind of curious to see if the other chain APIs are available, and they are. Cool. So let's just go here to the new Explorer. Let's add it to MetaMask, approve, switch network, and cool. Let's check out my tokens. And I have 1,000,004 tokens. Great. So let's just go ahead and launch a chain, deploy some smart contracts. So for this, I'm going to be using Third Web. It's an interesting site that has pre-written contracts that you can easily deploy on any chain. So I'm going to go ahead and, okay, it looks like I'm already connected, but let's just go ahead and browse contracts. Let's do a token. And we can just click on deploy now. So let's just call this for token. And let's just do for. Let's give it a symbol. And let's also give it a description. So no FUD. And there's some more advanced configurations that you could add. For the sake of it, I'm just going to do a 4% platform fee. And I think I might need to add my network. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's add a network for chain. And let's copy the chain ID. So the chain ID would be this number here. It'll be the middle number between your chain name and the network version. And the currency symbol will be 4. And let's also add the RPC URL. So we can go down here, copy what's under JSON RPC, HTTPS, and add the network. Great, so now I'm able to deploy this. Let's click on deploy. It's going to ask me to sign a few transactions. And this might take a few seconds for it to load up. All right, looks like the first one is here. Confirm. All right, let's just try that one more time. That happens sometimes. Confirm. Awfully quiet while I'm waiting to click. And this is the third transaction that I am signing. And after all of this is done, we'll be adding it to our dashboard. So we're going to sign another transaction, but this one isn't necessarily submitted to the blockchain itself. It's just going to be used for indexing on the Third website. So this is just for indexing and showing it on your dashboard. So it looks like the contract has been deployed. I don't believe there are any tokens yet. So let's go check it out and mint some coins. So we have no total supply yet. So let's go to tokens and let's click mint. Let's do 100,000 tokens. Mint and confirm this transaction. So this is just going to be a standard ERC20 token, and that means I can also add it to MetaMask after I've minted these tokens. Great, so we'll see that the total supply is updated. I have all of the supply. So let's just check it out in our MetaMask really quickly. So assets, let's do an import and just paste the token address, and it found it immediately. Add the token, and it shows me my balance. And yeah, I guess that is a wrap. So just to go over everything we've done in this demo in the past 10-ish minutes, we've installed and configured our CLI to access Saga's Cassiopeia testnet. We've acquired some tokens. We've launched a chainlet. We checked out the Explorer and added the chain directly to MetaMask. And we launched an ERC20 token, minted it, and added the token to MetaMask as well.
Fantastic.
And yeah, thank you.
Excellent. So
Thanks, Brian.
oh yeah, go ahead. So the
Go
core
ahead.
theory, oh, go ahead.
Go
So
ahead, Rex.
The core theory here is we believe that games, you're going to want your own chain in the future, and because you're not going to want to share block space with a lot of other applications. Games require higher performance levels. You know, like you could imagine in the future, World of Warcraft 10, you might have a futures and options exchange in the game that needs to act as, you know, sovereign and reliable as like a real world similar kinds of offering. So we think by having your own chain, you're going to gain more performance benefits and more sovereignty over your application. So that's the end objective of what we're doing here. So thanks a lot, Brian, and I'll give it back to Brian from DoraHacks. Sorry.
Thanks, team. Yeah, very, very informative technical demo, Brian from Saga. So thank you for doing that. Throughout the course of this hackathon, we should have more opportunities, you know, for participants to learn more about the Saga tech stack, and have opportunities for them to ask questions as they continue to build on their product and project, I should say. I want to take time to share my screen at this point, just to basically walk all of the hackers through the process of submitting their project to the DoraHacks platform, and kind of share a little bit more about the hackathon as well.
While Brian is doing that, a quick note, we are asking folks to fill in a submission form in applying to this hackathon. The workflow is a little different from other DoraHacks hackathons. And the reason for that is we have a lot of demand coming in. So we want to make sure we're offering high quality experience to those projects that are submitting. So just go to the DoraHacks Saga hackathon and fill in that form and we'll get to you. Brian, looks like you're ready. You're on mute. Are you talking? I can't hear you if you're talking, Brian.
Hey, Rex, I'm back. Just updating some system preferences. I assume everyone can see my screen at this point.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, we can. We can.
Looks good.
Okay, excellent. So yeah, I would just like to once again just welcome everyone to the Saga hackathon. Share some details about the hackathon. I think Rex was mentioning this earlier, but yes, this is a very exclusive hackathon. And for that purposes, you will need to make sure you have some Saga testnet token in order to actually, you know, launch your BIDL on the Saga's testnet as part of the hackathon requirements, which is why, right, if you go to DoraHacks, if you go to the hackathon page on DoraHacks, you'll see right at the top, there's a registration button right here. When you go through this, Saga team will receive your information and they'll be able to send you testnet tokens from their faucet. Alternatively, you can also go to the DoraHacks Discord, request tokens there, and we'll make sure you receive them as well, so you can start building. So just to introduce everyone to this hackathon, you may know this already, but this is the first ever Saga Multiverse Hackathon. There's going to be over 50 grand in prizes, including a trip to the Saga Summit as well. The hackathon is going to range for about a month long, and we're going to see what's possible with Saga infrastructure. They really want you to hammer their infrastructure and try to build the most performant projects possible, and come up with some unique use cases. So as you may know, the prizes are as follows. There's the best Saga Multiverse collaboration, best Web 2 to Web 3 game port or mod, best original Web 3 game, best use of generative AI in a game, best use of generative AI in a trailer, and then the best sample game or plugin. And of course, we've got consolation prizes because we want to reward everyone for participating and taking a chance, at submitting such an ambitious project. I would like to say that Saga infrastructure is only compatible with EVM-based chains and projects. So just keep that in mind as you build out your submission. I just also want to point to some more details about each of these, kind of broad categories, just to kind of guide developers as they choose what track to submit to. So basically, you can find all that information here if you go to the prizes tab. I won't read it all out in this moment, but if you want to decide what track to submit to, please find the prizes tab on our platform, and you can find detailed information about what composes each track and some ideas on how to keep getting building. This is the key date tab right here, which is basically going to outline, the structure of the hackathon. This can evolve over time. We'll be working with Saga to provide programming for developers in the form of workshops and office hours as well. And as those dates get scheduled throughout the hackathon, you'll see it updated here. Here is, we already have some early submissions, but basically the Biddle tab is where you will find all of the submitted projects, and you can find yours as well. Now that you kind of have an understanding of just this the Saga Hackathon portal, I would like to introduce a little bit more about our website as well. That way you know how to begin participating if you're new to DoraHacks. So when you first come to DoraHacks, this is what this page will look like. This is what the page will look like. I'm going to do it on this tab because I'm already signed in. But essentially, you come here and you can go to hackathons. DoraHacks.io is what you want to come to make sure you're coming to the correct website. And this is like the main hackathon hub. When you go to sign in, I'm already signed in, but you'll have an option to sign in a variety of ways, either through email, with a wallet. But if you're a developer, one of the options is to sign in with your GitHub. That's what I would recommend you do, as linking your GitHub to your project is one of the required steps for submitting a project as well. And this is basically so that the judges can review the projects in greater detail. So once you come to the hackathon page, you'll see we have a lot going on, and we rotate through which one is going to be is at the top every day. So this will change now that the Saga Hackathon is up and running. You'll see the Saga Multiverse Hackathon up here quite frequently. But you'll come here to the Saga Multiverse Hackathon. And once you're signed in and have an account, basically what you do is you want to submit a biddle. And if you already have a biddle, this would be if you maybe have submitted a project to DoraHacks Hackathon before and you find it's relevant here. You can select it here. I don't have a biddle, which is why it doesn't show it. I imagine this isn't the case for this hackathon because Saga's hackathon is quite unique. I think that most everyone will have to create a new biddle for this. And here's all the tracks that we just mentioned. You'll select what track that you're applying to as well. So essentially, what you want to do when you submit your project is you want to create a new biddle. Biddle is obviously a meme. It comes from HODL. And that's kind of where the name comes from. But what you do is you're going to insert your name here, a logo for your project as well. So I'll just do like test submission, right? Project source, you're doing a hackathon, so you would probably type in Saga Multiverse here. Tech tree, I imagine everyone here is submitting a crypto and Web3 project. And basically all of this right here, don't worry too much. You will have to fill it out, but it's not like, don't worry too much about potentially choosing the wrong thing. These are basically hashtags work the same way as hashtags, right? To kind of give your project a little bit more personality, like on our website. So if you're submitting, say, infra, or if you're submitting an NFT project or an app chain, right, you can select multiple ones depending on what's relevant for your Saga project. I would also say, like, you can also select what infrastructure you're launching it on. As I mentioned, these are just hashtags. Looks like we already have Saga up here, so this is the one you would select right here. You'd have a tagline of your project's vision, which is basically just a very brief, overview of your project. Like, we look to create the first NFT marketplace on Saga, or something like that, right? And then here in the BIDL description is where you would actually have a more detailed description of your project. We ask for the Telegram here for everyone that's submitting, because it's a way we can verify each project is legitimate and connect with the teams who invite them to demo days, send them prizes if they're the winner, etc. And then in addition to Telegram, it would be great if you can include your Discord. This would also be helpful in terms of sending you your testnet tokens, WhatsApp, WeChat as well. Team members right here, this is actually where you indicate who is on your team. You do it via email. So say Chris from DoraHacks is on my team. I would basically type in chris@dorahacks.com here, and I click this, and an invitation would get sent to him, and he can join your team. And you can do this for as many team members that you have. And this is basically just so all their names appear on the project submission. Here's where you provide team information, right? Like who's the lead engineer, maybe who's the product manager, who's doing UI, UX, etc. And maybe their background as well. Right here is where you would put in the GitHub for the project. As I stated earlier, this is super helpful for the judges. Here is a demo and then demo video. As you can see, there's two different things, like, hey, what's a demo versus what's a demo video? And usually a demo is maybe just the website of your project or some type of splash page, right? And the demo video is a video of you walking through your project and actually showing off its features. Twitter, this is optional. Facebook is optional too, but you can put it if you want. Once this is all done, you would click I agree to the user agreement, and you would click submit BIDL and back. And this is very important to know, because basically what you've just done is you've created your BIDL profile on DoraHacks.com, but you're not done yet. DoraHacks.io, I should say, but you're not done yet. You still need to actually apply to the Saga Hackathon with your BIDL. So your BIDL has been created. You click submit BIDL and back. You go back here, and now once you're on this screen, the BIDL you created will be shown here, and you can actually select that BIDL now. You select the track that you're applying to, hit agree again, and then submit. And then you're done. At that point, your hackathon has been submitted to the Saga Hackathon, Multiverse Hackathon. It takes maybe 1 to 2 days for the project to get verified, and then it will be made visible on the Saga Hackathon splash page. And that's basically the workflow of submitting your hackathon project to this site. Okay, and that's basically it. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. Does anyone have any questions on that before we continue with the opening ceremony?
Sounds like a no.
Excellent. So typically this is where we kind of wrap up and open it up to more questions. But I think that Saga, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you had some plans in mind about engaging in some of the other hackers you've invited to this opening ceremony session.
We're looking
Max or Rebecca? Oh, yeah.
So when we designed the hackathon, we had several people indicate interest in being matched to each other. Is that Rebecca? Is that the...
Yeah, absolutely. So if you indicated on the hackathon sign up form that you would like to be matched for purposes of forming a team, then today is an opportunity, but so is a bunch of office hours, as well as an innovator closed call that we're going to have next week. So we'll have a bunch more calls where other hackers will come in and you can find teammates. But today is the first opportunity. We're also going to have a Discord channel both on our Discord and on the DoraHacks Discord, where you can also find teammates. So we want to give you as many opportunities as possible. But yeah, today's the first chance. So if you are interested in finding teammates, we welcome you to come on stage, tell us more about your project and what sort of team you're looking to form.
So if anybody wants to do a little 2-minute pitch or something, feel free to let us know.
Hey, I could probably do that.
Yeah, do it. Let's go.
Hey, Isaac,
Right.
go for it, please. Hey.
Can I do a little screen share too, just for people to see, or is that okay? Or should I just talk?
Yeah,
just
feel
talk.
free. Or I'm wondering, Brian, is screen share possible for participants?
Give it a shot.
All right, we'll give it a shot.
All right.
I'll just do a quick thing. So my name's Isaac. I'm head of Monster Truck Ninja Animation Studio and Bacano Go. Bacano Go, we're digital collectibles. We have kind of like figurines, kind of think of them as sort of, Web3 Funko Pop. So that we're customizable to all sorts of different IPs, original characters, things like that. We had our first collaboration with Dosi NFT platform, which was with Line messaging app back in February during the Carnival de Barranquilla. And for us, we're kind of looking as an animation studio, we're more along the lines of content creation, art, assets, things along that line. So for us, we're kind of looking to partner with more game developers that studios that might need assets and need the art to come with it. Like as a company for Bacano Go, we're doing more collectibles. So something along the line of, if we were to do a project, it would be really cool to gamify the collectibles, whether it's sort of like, Pokemon-ish trading cards, or we could come into another IP or like game and kind of Bacano-wise, essentially your characters as well. So we're kind of, moving along that line. Our style is very like kid friendly. Let me see if I can share it with you guys. Let's see if it, do you see screen share here? Cool. So we've got like, just a very kind of kid playful group of characters. We have a group of 40 or like 30 some characters that are actually fitness related. So, something we could do is something in that realm. These are our three main characters, the Marimondas. They're kind of like our Animaniacs, Manny, Miguel, and Mary Lou. And here you can see like these are characters from Colombian culture, both from Carnival and like more indigenous historical roots and such. And how we can, and our goal eventually is to like work with different IPs and license. So back for the 80th anniversary, we actually did Batman's anniversary video with Warner Brothers and such for DC kids and everything. So we're just trying to we're trying to explore into how we can gamify the collectibles and NFT side of things. So that's what we're kind of looking for. If someone wants to come and partner with us, with whether it's original characters or we work with your characters. So that's kind of the idea. So
how do they get in touch?
So that's that. Oh, where's my stop sharing?
How do people get in contact with you? Can you put your email in like the chat or something, or Telegram?
Sure. Yeah, let me so I'm doing that right now. And then so you can if you missed this, you could go to monstertruckninja.com and reach us there and everything. So or our Instagram at Monster Truck Ninja or at Bacano Go.
Yeah, thanks so much, Isaac. And I just want to highlight as well that Isaac and Monster Truck Ninja, they are multiverse veterans at this point. They've already done a couple collaborations in our games jam, which is our first virtual hackathon. This is, I mean, it's the first like real proper hackathon we're doing, but we did a small one back in January, February timeframe this year. And Monster Truck Ninja basically took the beloved characters that Isaac just showed you, and they adapted them for the games that their collaborators were building. So one of the games was Cosmic Exodus, I believe. And so there was a series of space characters that Isaac and his team did. Another one was, I think, Game Swift and Star Heroes, also a space theme. To see examples of that, you can always contact Isaac for sure, but they're also available on our website. So if you go to saga.xyz, the first thing you see is Multiverse, and there's a sizzle reel of many of the projects that have already done Multiverse, and you can check that out. You'll see Isaac's work featured in that.
Jeff from Z Creative Media. I know you didn't volunteer, but I kind of want to call on you. Can you come up here? If you're in a good spot. No need if you're not. No, okay. So I'm gonna share also. I'm gonna share my Telegram and my email. If anybody has any questions or wants to get matched, feel free to contact me by either of those. I'll try and be, we'd like to help you be successful. So definitely reach out.
Rex, can you say what Z Creative Media is?
Oh, they're doing generative AI movies. Yeah.
Exciting stuff, guys. Yep. Yeah.
I just want to make one more comment. So we briefly noted it earlier, but there will be workshops we're planning on roughly every week. So if you have questions about Saga or any step in the process, feel free to join those, and there'll be more information coming soon. So if you hit a roadblock, don't worry, we'll help you. Or if you want to go deeper into the Saga, we can also help you with that at one of the workshops. So we'll see you there.
Fantastic. Great. So to clarify, so a couple other housekeeping items. We have partnered with Scenario.com and Spheron. And Scenario is offering $10,000 of credits in their platform for doing generative AI game economy and assets. And Spheron is our partner. We're looking for folks. We'll highlight people that use Spheron network technology in their projects, and we'll be hosting a workshop with Spheron later in the next coming weeks. The only category that does not, so everybody, I saw, because people submitted a bunch of biddles already, make sure you get access to Saga, like in your project. Like the only prize category that doesn't require use of Saga is the generative AI trailer. Everything else, you got to be using Saga chainlets. So fill in the form so we can give you access to the tokens and everything you need. So aside from that, any other comments? Brian.
Yeah, I'm just going to share my screen one final time. Similar to getting in touch with Saga, please feel free. This is how you can get in touch with DoraHacks as well. You can follow us on Twitter, Telegram, and our Discord, and ask us any questions there. In our Discord, we'll be setting up, if it's not already, a Saga specific channel, and this can be utilized to find teams, to request testnet tokens to start building, ask any questions you have if you hit any roadblocks with our platform. I recommend you do the same with Saga socials as well. In addition to workshops, Saga will be hosting office hours in their Discord as well, where you can ask any questions and find resources. So please leverage both us and Saga as resources for yourself during this hackathon. We're here to help. We're really excited to see your projects come to fruition. And that's about it. I think we covered a lot in this opening ceremony. I want to thank you all for being here again. And if no one else has any questions or comments at this point, I think we're about wrapped up, but I'll just open the floor one more time for any last comments. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you all for being here. Thanks again, Rex, Rebecca, Drew, Brian for your technical demo, and James as well from Saga. Thanks to all the developers who joined this call, and thanks to our audience as well. This session will be recorded as well. So if you missed anything or want to review anything one last time, you can feel free to watch it again. It will be recorded and saved on Binance Live and YouTube TV, as well as shared on across social media and Twitter as well. So thanks again for joining. We're super excited about the Saga Multiverse Hackathon, and we're definitely going to work to make it one of the best hackathons ever. So thanks again.
Yeah, excited to see what everybody creates.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Brian. Thanks, everyone. It's great to see you today.
Bye, everyone.
Take
Cool.
care. Bye.